In this video, I'm going to explain how a decades-old piece of IT terminology can help you better understand and market your podcast. Hi, I'm Mark Stedman and I run the podcast hosting company Podiant, and I want to bring you actionable advice that you can apply to your podcast today. Now today, I want to talk about something that dates back to about 1998, and it starts with three questions. What is your show about? Who is listening? And what do your listeners, get as a result of listening to your podcast? So, the first question is nice and easy, isn't it, really? What is your show about? Doctor Who? Competitive beatboxing? Horses? If you can distill that down into as few words as possible, that will really help you, and we'll cover some of that in a little bit as well. So next up is who's listening. Now, this is a little bit harder. You want to try, if you can, and create what we might call a persona. So an imaginary person. Try and think about maybe their name, their age, their job. If you're having trouble with that, then think about yourself as the target listener. And think about what you like, and also think about how podcast listening is integrated into your day. How does it form part of your routine? Because that will form part of your listener's routine as well. Now let's think about what your listener gets as a result of listening to your podcast. What will your podcast help them achieve? Once they've finished an episode, what is that take-home benefit? If it's just a distraction or a bit of a laugh, then that's fine, but you're going to be up against some very stiff competition. You are now competing against some of the heavy hitters, the biggest heavy hitters in podcasting. The same is true of the true crime genre as well. These are now both highly oversubscribed categories, so you've really got to be able to figure out how you can stand out. If you're just starting and you don't know, that's fine. Hit record. Find your feet, and you can find out this stuff later. It is not my job to tell you to stop or wait. If you want to make the podcast, get started now, and then you can think about this. Build your parachute on the way down if you like. So now let's start building our listener story by thinking about our subject matter, our audience, and the benefit that audience is going to get. So we do this with a template. So we take the phrase, I make my podcast about a subject matter for an audience so that they can benefit. So it's a bit of a fill in the blanks exercise. So if we take a popular podcast, I make Reply All about internet culture for people who are curious about the web so that they can explain to their uncles why phones aren't actually spying on us, as an example. Another one might be I make WTF, where I speak to comedians and celebrities, and I make it for comedy fans so that they can learn more about the people that they watch on screen. And then if we take an even older podcast, I make 99% Invisible, about the things in the world that people take for granted. And I make it for curious people so that they are better informed about the world around them. So now try and apply that template to your podcast. I make my podcast about subject matter for audience so that they can benefit. Distilling your subject matter down really helps you formulate your elevator pitch. If you are trapped in a lift with a top head of a podcast network and you want to pitch your show to them, being able to tell them exactly what it's about will really help. Distilling your audience down is going to help you figure out who to market your podcast to, and then distilling the benefit helps you pitch your podcast to that audience. Now, there's loads more resources that we've got available at podiant.co/learn, where you can also pick up a 14-day free trial of the Podiant podcast hosting service. So I urge you to go and check it out. My name is Mark Stedman. You will find us at Podiant HQ on Twitter. And of course, again, the website is podiant.co. If you've enjoyed this video, click the like button, click the subscribe button, make sure you get notifications, and you can keep getting actionable advice to help you improve your podcast.